channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. Today's reading is for the fire sign Sagittarius for the month of November 2025. Sagittarius, I hope that you are doing well. So for the reading today, I'm using the Pride Tarot deck to do the 10-card Celtic cross spread. If I need to clarify, I have the Zillich Tarot deck here, and at the end of the reading, I'll be pulling one additional card from the Akashic Tarot deck. And just a reminder, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate, right? If you do enjoy the reading, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. Leave a comment, let me know how the messages are resonating in your life, what's going on with you, and also consider subscribing. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Also, if you're looking for more regular, shorter content, you can find me over on TikTok. I'm at Changing Phases Tarot on TikTok. I also encourage you to watch not just your sun sign reading, but also your moon and rising. That way you will have a more complete overview of the energy surrounding you at this time. Alright, so let's get going. I have been shuffling off camera. We will give the deck a few more shuffles. Okay, so what are the messages for Sagittarius for the month of November? What does Sagittarius need to know? Messages coming through for Sagittarius. Okay, one last shuffle. And divide the deck. And we have to start us off at the center of your spread. Wow, what a way to start with the sun. This is number 19 of the major arcana associated with the fire sign of Leo. Probably the most positive card in the entire deck. Represents, good health, vitality, sort of family. It's just very positive energies. So all is right with the world. We'll see how this ties in with the rest of the spread. But when the sun shows up, even if you do have negative kind of energies showing up in the spread, the sun lessens the severity of those energies and just really shines its light on the remaining cards. What's crossing, so what could help or hinder? We have the King of Swords. So you could be dealing with an older water sign individual, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Could be you taking on the energy of this King of Cups. Could be, a father figure, father of your own children, obviously not gender specific, but, the King of Cups as the king of the suit of cups, which has to do with our feelings, emotions, relationships. The King of Cups has really mastered that. And so he's, he's very emotionally mature, he's very compassionate. It might be, you might need to approach a situation, right, in this more compassionate, from this more compassionate vantage point. We'll see how that ties in as we move through the reading. In the deep past, you have the number 10 of the major arcana. This is the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune associated with the fire sign of Sagittarius. So obviously this is you showing up very strongly here, right? This Wheel of Fortune. And, the cautionary message here, I guess, of the Wheel of Fortune is for us to try to, whatever's happening, whether we find ourselves on the downturn or the upturn, to remain kind of as neutral as possible by sort of staying in the center of the wheel, right? But also the Wheel of Fortune is a very karmic energy. And so if you have found yourself on this downturn, the wheel is now turning. So a turn of events, a positive change to, certain events in your life sits in the deep past. So for some of you, you might have already experienced this change of good, of fortune. For others, it could be coming in, depending on when you're hearing the reading. We have in the recent past another king, the King of Pentacles. Could be dealing with an older earth sign individual, so Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Again, could be taking on this energy, but he's like King Midas. Everything he touches turns to gold. So he's, very, as the King of Pentacles, earth energy, he's very good with his finances, at making money, holding on to money, managing money, very resourceful as well. So a focus on financial stability and abundance with this King of Pentacles. Crowning the reading, we have the Queen of Swords. She's been coming out for a number of the readings this month. Could be a person. If so, this would be an older air sign individual, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. But she's, she's a very astute individual. She's very good with her words. Obviously, the suit of swords is air energy. It has to do with our thoughts. There's communication, getting those thoughts across to other people. She sometimes shows up when, there's advice, you're seeking advice. She's a great person to offer advice. In the near future, we have the Five of Pentacles. This is oftentimes referred to as like the, you know, the lack mentality surrounding your finances. It sits opposite the King of Pentacles, which is very opposing energies here, right? He's sort of very abundant financial energy, and this is the Five of Pentacles. But, you know, it is this lack mentality. And this, obviously, this deck shows it a bit differently. It has, you know, the two people, looks like they're arguing inside, and this one person is leaving, looks like a child. But in the traditional tarot, it shows, you know, a mother and a child walking outside of a church, and even though they're out in the cold, you know, there's this warm glow coming from inside the church, representing that there is help available. So it's, you know, there's help available if you ask for it. We'll see if we need to clarify. We'll keep going and we get the rest of the spread down, but you show up as the Hanged Man, so Major Arcana number 12. And, you know, the Hanged Man is associated with the water sign of Pisces, but it can represent a delay, but it's a necessary delay. So, you know, a timeout, taking this time out to reflect in order to gain a new perspective on a situation. If there has been a delay, understand that there's been divine timing and orchestration at play. In the surrounding you at this time, we have the Three of Swords. So some type of disappointment. For a few of you, this could be like you know, in the romantic sense, like a third-party situation, so a heartache. For others, it could just be just disappointment in general. Again, it is swords, so it is to do with the, you know, thoughts. You know, it's very cerebral energy, so some type of disappointment. We have in your hopes and fears, the moving away of the Six of Swords, so moving out of one situation into a new one, so leaving behind a difficult time, difficult situation, heading into calmer waters. It can be actual movement across water, traveling to somewhere that's by water or near water. And we have, as you head into the month of December, the Knight of Pentacles coming in here. This is, you know, a new job offer coming in, a new way for you to make money, and it's very solid energy, right? It's this isn't just like the new offer, but it's the offer that has growth potential attached to it. So it's, you know, there's it could be a job offer that you're going to end up staying at this place for quite a long time. So there's longevity attached to whatever this new job offer is. And we have, yeah, that's kind of just doubled, right? Doubling down on that here with the bottom of the deck, the Page of Pentacles. So you have the Page and the Knight. So there's like this offer, the news of the offer plus the offer. There's growth potential. We'll go ahead and clarify. There are a couple of cards here that I think would be good to clarify. So additional messages for Sagittarius for the month of November. Just clarifying what additional messages does Sagittarius need to know for the month of November. Okay, that one wanted to come out. Clarifying the reading for Sagittarius. What additional messages do you have for the month of November? Okay, that one wanted to come out as well. Okay. Do one and divide the deck. Okay, so the two cards that came out, first one out was the Chariot. So if I look at the Five of Pentacles, which was the first card that I was going to clarify, so Chariot clarifying the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, this is a card of victory. It's a card of movement. This person is also turning their back on a situation and moving on. So I feel that, you know, if there is, or if you've been in two minds about staying put or moving in a new direction, you're definitely being guided to move. There could be a move for some of you. There could be, you could be buying a new car as well, or moving to a new location. But there's travel and movement, and, you know, it is a card of victory, but it's a victory that's been hard won. Like, it's been difficult. It hasn't been an easy victory, but it's a victory nonetheless. Yeah. Clarifying the Three of Swords, you have the Hangman, which is the card immediately beneath it. So a double message here. Yeah, this heartache, I feel that it could have come from this time out or this waiting, and, you know, needing to get all of the information, see the situation from this different perspective. So if there has been some type of disappointment, I feel that yeah, the disappointment was also like divinely guided. There was a reason. So say, for example, you didn't get a job, you know, you went out for this job, you thought you were the perfect candidate, you didn't get it, you were obviously disappointed, but there was a reason for it. So there's a lot of, yeah, there's a lot of divine orchestration at play. It's very karmic as well, going back to this Wheel of Fortune. The Six of Swords, let me just look at that, because it is a hope and fear. So you're hoping for this moving on. And you have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, I think you're looking to move in this new direction, right? You're hoping for this new opportunity, this new job offer, moving to a new location. You're hoping for this movement, and there's definitely movement at play here, and new offers coming in, and all of this, it's, you know, there's divine timing and orchestration, and it's, you know, it's very karmic energy surrounding it, and ultimately going back to the center of the spread, you have the Sun coming out. So, you know, it does lessen, like I mentioned, you know, the severity of, say, this Five of Pentacles or the Three of Swords. It does lessen that, and it ultimately, you know, it does shine its light on the remaining cards in the spread. So I feel that, you know, there's a lot of positive energy coming in for you. If there have been any setbacks or disappointments, just understand that there was a reason for those setbacks. But that, you know, by the time you head into the month of December, you're going to be on a completely new path. So I do, yeah, that I like seeing that for you. Okay, Sagittarius, let's get one additional message there from the Akashic Tarot. Okay, well that one wanted, well no, there's a couple of cards there, so I'm going to put those back because we only want one. So one additional message for Sagittarius. Okay, that one flew out, so we will take that one. And we have the Seven of Forces, and it's called Balance. So the Seven of Forces would be like the Seven of Wands in the traditional tarot, and in this deck it's called Balance. And so let me get the guidebook, and I'll read you the full description for the Seven of Forces. It says, the card reveals a time of harmony, balance, and justice in your life. Yeah, justice can be very karmic as well. A desk holds balanced scales, scrolls, and stacks of papers. Shelves of books grace a wall where a door opens onto a light-filled room. Upright, this card indicates that a time of balance is at hand. All systems, through the body, through nature, and through society, seek to achieve balance. Stop and consider the parts of your life that you can bring into greater balance. During this time, the universe helps you do so. You may have to confront important legal issues. You may have to deal with paperwork of some kind, or there may be a need for legal actions regarding property, inheritance, work contracts, custody, or divorce. Be patient and pay attention to details, as technicalities will be important right now. But things bode well. Justice is at hand. Take heart at the sight of the golden light that washes over the scene, a sign that all issues will come to light and that a beneficial and just resolution is coming your way. Justice is balance in society, but the Akashic records show that justice is not limited strictly to court and contract situations. Justice and reciprocity are energetic, so the energy you put forth now will return to you in the future. Remember that your energy production is up to you. Continue to be aware of your thoughts and actions. Inner balance now leads to a beautiful destiny tomorrow. And the Akashic Force message says, close your eyes and see yourself putting on the robes of a court judge. Look upon any situation in your life that requires a balanced understanding, whether it is an actual legal matter or another situation. See it with the wisdom of Solomon and determine what to do next. So very interesting. The balance here, we have, you know, new situations, movement coming in for you. You know, if there are any minor setbacks or disappointments, just understand that there's divine timing and orchestration at play, but ultimately it looks like a good month for you. So I do hope that the messages have helped, Sagittarius. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful month of November. Bye for now.